I gotta tell you, when you say how do you learn how to be an advertising person, that skill has suited me very, very well. Hanging with a rough group of long hairs and cynical, jaded guys who smoke in front of the way and all. Learning how to work in that group, you had to rely on your turn of phrase to be a smart. It's hurt in certain areas of my personal life, but and to learn how to turn a phrase and read a room and catch an audience, any kind of an audience, threatening gated stones, those are tough crowds, and I learned how to do it. And so now when I go to P&G, Leaguer, and McDonald's, they don't scare me. I mean, I've been in scarier situations, and I've used my wits and my words to get out of them. A lot of schools, but as far as I know, nobody teaches what we're talking about now. The skill is elusive, it's hard to grasp, let alone teach. I've covered that. I mean, you've heard this, haven't you? If you can't sell yourself, how are you supposed to sell anything? Perhaps the real reason so many fine artists died penniless paupers was not because they were ahead of their time, but because they were clueless when it came to selling their artists. Didn't pay attention to that stuff. Their work got absconded, stolen, given away for drinks, bunches of them. You don't want that to happen to you. Concern yourself and give a shit about what I'm talking about. Protect that piece of your career, and no matter how talented you are, you still need to do this, because even a Van Gogh can lie wretched in a gutter, or an Edgar Allan Poe. All these great geniuses, they didn't know how to talk about their work with publishers. They didn't know how to do that. They didn't care about it. It was someone else's problem, and they got hurt bad for it. They never saw their success. They never experienced it. It's a fact that public speaking ranks second in what people fear most. Strangely, airplanes is number one. It's a fact that public speaking is hard, and most people aren't very good at it. Many will never be very good at it. A little more controversial, and this is more my opinion, I think writers tend to be better at it than art directors, which is nothing personal. It's just that writers are more comfortable with words than non-writers. The beauty part of that is a lot of you will be in dyads. It'll be, I call them mated guppies. So the art director and the writer, like the two guppies in a bowl. And so if you can let go of that ego and let your partner, even if it happens to be the art director versus you, if you are in a partnership and your partner has a lot of charisma, let him be the lead singer. Let him be Robert Plant, and then you can just be the solid in the clutch. There's the board. Make that work. Being a number two, I mean, my partner, I was the out guy. My partner never said a word, was very secondary to me. It never bothered him. He got every penny that I got because we made it work. He wasn't subjugated because he wasn't as good as me in front of a crowd. So if you learn to make it work with a partner, you won't suffer for it. If you resent him or her and are always squabbling and bickering about it, you'll have a disastrous experience. The two guppies will, certainly not mate. And that's important. I mean, people say, I don't want to be Vanna White, but that's crazy. If you do it with professionalism, and you laugh at your partner when he's being witty, or you step in, or you offer one comment here and there, it's so valuable and so appreciated. It's way better than sitting there doing nothing or not even going. You're going, you're a part of it, and if your partner's a real good man or woman, he's going to work you. He'll use the word we instead of I. You'll become more powerful together than apart. I mean, even Page was the brains behind Led Zeppelin. He was smart enough to let Robert Plant be the front man. I mean, a lot of those wrote. In fact, he is regarded just as well. History has been kind to him, even though at the time Robert Plant got all the groupies and all the love and all the photographs were of the singer. Isn't it funny when you still watch any show that has a band, Saturday Night Live, whatever, they spend 90% of the time on the singer, and they hardly ever move the camera to the keyboards or to the drummer or to any other member of the band. The lead singer is gonna get that love, and It's important for you to either be that guy, figure out how to make you that guy, or be the Jimmy Page and find one or the other ways to make it work for you. You don't have to wear those really weird jeans though. If you see some old video, I mean, you can see everything. It's nasty. I was freaking out. I was like, that's so weird, man. It's gnarly. I don't know. But times change, all right? So these are some tips, some things I learned the hard way. Being nervous is okay. It is weakness. And I can say that over and over again. A sign of the contrary of respect. This is what I want you to be presenting to anyone of consequence. Your clients, tell your boss, tell the person you're presenting work to that you're nervous. I do this all the time. I really do. And it come out and then to prove my point. But I wasn't nervous. I was glad to be here, and I don't presentation. Maybe I'll talk about that at the end. Lying for some reason, this bad move. But telling someone, I've done this in huge microphone and people from foreign countries. You know, I get introduced and guys, I gotta tell you, I'm very nervous. This present to me, to my company, to my partner, the work we're about to show you is that good, that special. If my nervousness is really appreciated, I'll be devastated. So please bear with me and don't judge my work on account of my performance. If you find angst and do what I just did and own it and be honest about it, almost cavalierly, emotionally honest about it, the room will warm up to you. They'll suddenly be rooting for you as opposed to, God, that guy's making me nervous. That guy's squirrely. I don't like that guy. And so that you're focused. So instead of focusing on, I could see he's sweating, or he keeps saying basically it's driving me crazy. Instead of obsessing over the things that the nervous tics the person has, the crowd's rooting for you, and they'll actually vote higher in the end when they get together. I've seen and sort of felt and experienced this. Ideas will get chosen. It's a little teeny bit of a pity fuck, but they will give you some love because they liked you so much, because you were so emotionally honest. You're such a human being under circumstances that would terrify them. You went up there and you did what you had to do. And oh, by the way, the ideas were wonderful. You put it all together in a buoy base and serve it to them, you know. Tell them you're nervous. Tell them it's a sign of respect. Tell them it's because you care. And they'll believe you. And you know why? Because it's the truth. That's the kicker. It's not a lie. It's not spin. You're terrified. And you own it and you know it and you're telling the truth about it. Nobody ever does this but me. It's as much a reason why I get more money than President of the United States to do a job that I love. Because I long ago learned that it's not about trying to be cool or funny. It's about being who you are in an emotionally honest way and finding ways to sell your work that aren't offensive, arrogant, or insincere. To fake it is the biggest sin of them all. It's a lot like, you remember, I don't know what kind of child, teenager you were, but we smoked pot in our room. We hear our mom or dad come home, and we pull out aerosol. Shh. And we put Visine in our eyes. Hi, Mom. You know, who are you kidding? You just made your room smell god awful. It doesn't work. Faking a presentation, faking being cool, making jokes. If you make one joke and it doesn't go over, the best strategy is not to throw 5 more jokes out there. It's to abandon that and try to do something more attuned to where you're coming from. Get back to reality. You're here to sell work. You're here to make the client rich and famous, not you. And just make them feel that that's why you're here. Look nice. What can I say? If you can afford nice clothes, that's the time and place to wear them. If you cannot, borrow them. Do something. Look nice. Find a way to make yourself presentable. Just like the other stuff I talked about, it's a sign of respect. That'll never change. You know, it's a cool trick, and I've used this. When I dress up, I wear a suit sometimes, $1,000 Armani suit, and everybody says, and you're the creative guy? I've never seen a creative guy wear a suit. I've never, you know, okay.